Back now with head football coach Rob Smith. All right, Coach, people always want to know the answer. What's harder, taking one on the chin or losing a close one? I'm just going to say as a fan, there's no questions asked. That heartbreaking loss hurts way more as you guys 31-28, just short of coming up with a victory last weekend.
And not the first time this year. Losing is losing, and I've never been one that accepted any kind of loss. But certainly, there are a lot of positives. We've made tremendous progress, I think. Everyone can see that. And maybe because of that progress, it makes these type of losses.
That's why it hurts so bad.
It really does. It really does. A year ago, we knew we weren't there as a football team yet, and had a lot of work to do. But this year, we've made great strides, great improvements. We're not a few points away from being having an entirely different season. But that being said, we've got to find ways to finish games. I want to think that maybe these are the growing pains that championship teams have to go through on their way to becoming championship teams. We're not there yet, but we certainly have closed the gap, I think, much faster than the Western Oregons and the Dixies, the Central Washingtons may have thought we would.
Or your fans for that matter.
Or our fans for that matter. This is a very good conference. Central Washington certainly has separated themselves from the other three teams, but I think what Humboldt has done is moved up, where they now are part of that conversation with the Western Oregons and Dixie States and so forth. So that being said, it's still a loss, and we've got to get back on our feet and get ready for our final game against Dixie.
How tough is it, and what do you think, if you can identify the problem of so many times since we've had that same conversation, Coach? It was a play here, or it was, things late just didn't happen for you, and they made the plays and not you.
Well, it comes down to making plays, and we did not make enough plays at the right time on Saturday. And we made a lot of plays, obviously. We had 475 yards of total offense offensively, threw for over 400 yards. Our defense came out in the second quarter, got an interception with Elsie Gadsden, and a couple of interceptions actually, got a fumble recovery, made some plays there. But you don't miss two PATs and a 32-yard field goal, throw an interception, late in the game like we did. Those are plays and kicks that need to be made. And at the end of the first half, we made the decision. And looking back on it, probably ill-advised to go for a lengthy field goal, but gave the opponent the ball on the 35-yard line. Long field to go with a short clock, and yet they're able to go down and get 3 points themselves. Western Oregon made that situation, made the plays in that situation. So we talked about this as a team in the team meeting following, that we just got to find a way to make those plays. And we can go back to not just this past Saturday against Western Oregon, but the first game against Western Oregon here where we lose by 1, the game at Dixie where we had possession with the ball inside the 25 with under 2 minutes to go in a 4-point game. Those are the plays that have to be made, and we're not there yet. We're going to get there. I'll tell you, we are going to get there, and I do want to believe that the growing pains that we're going through now, we'll look back on next year, the year after that, as Humboldt State is hopefully that team or one of those teams at the top that other people talk about, and say, remember that 09 season, remember how close they were, remember the plays that they just couldn't make then. Those are the plays we're making now.
All right, part of football is calls going against you. And I'm always curious to know, football coaches, 9 out of 10 are passionate guys, and you guys are into it. You're a former player. Look, I know it's a family show here, but the conversation you have with an official when something doesn't go your way, which happens to every coach every single game, where do you run that fine line between just your raw emotions and knowing that you've got to kind of keep a handle on things?
Well, there is a line you don't cross, and I think most coaches clearly understand where that line is, and I would hope most officials understand that there is a lot of passion, a lot of emotion, and so coaches are going to get upset. It's going to be heated at times, but as long as you handle it professionally, treat that he's trying to do the right job. And we have very good officials in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. We really do, and they take their job very, very seriously. They're not perfect, nor am I as a coach, and so when calls don't go your way, you're going to express, as I will, your dissatisfaction with the call, your feelings about that. But in 19 years as a head coach, I've been flagged one time, and that was back in Kansas, where I don't think they knew me, I didn't know them, and what the hell do they know in Kansas? So, I don't
know how that happened.
Yeah, well, exactly. So, I know most of. I've been around long enough where I know most of the officials. There are some new ones out there, but you hope that word gets around that Coach Smith is an okay guy, and if he gets on you, he'll handle it.
Well, it's part of their job too, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. The difference is last week's loss, as tough as it was, you can forget about that one real quick. Dixie State day game here. I know you're excited about that. I'm encouraging all the fans, make it a before and after tailgate party. Let's do both. That's the beauty of a day game from a fan's perspective. Come on out, Dixie State coach, and this, good or bad, this is going to be your lasting memory going into the offseason this Saturday.
Well, we've got 11 seniors, JB, that it's their last game, and certainly we want to send them off on the right note. They deserve to go out winners, and then we want to build some momentum as we move into the offseason. The good thing is we only have 11 seniors. Out of the 11, only 6 start, 2 on the offensive side, 4 on the defensive side. So the majority of our football team will be coming back for 2010, and we want to make sure that that we can send everyone off feeling good about this. 5-5 is certainly a vast improvement over the past couple of years. And yes, we're going to think of what could have been, but the reality of it is we are moving in the right direction. We are a much better football team this time of year than we were a year ago. And so it's so important that we get great support Saturday afternoon. Let's hope the weather's like it is today, and just come out and get send these guys off, the 11 seniors that are leaving, send them off the right way and help us against Dixie. This is a big game for us.
All right, we just had CJ Johnson on. He's in a similar situation where you were last year, kind of thrown into the fire, no off season. What advice would you give to him as a coach with their full off season ahead of them here at Humboldt State?
Have a plan and stick to it, and believe in what that plan is. And certainly we've tried to do that. Sometimes that's difficult. You take your lumps and you want to look for maybe a quick fix approach that would force you to adjust that plan. But believe in what it is you're doing. Believe in the direction that you're moving. Go out and recruit and get kids that fit your system. That's the key.
It's that simple. All right, hey, Jack's taking on Dixie State. Final game of the year right here in the Redwood Bowl on Saturday.
Warm up to savings on a new Lopi or Vermont casting stove at Schaefer's Ace Hardware in Henderson Center. The stove department has been remodeled and features the latest stoves with the latest technology. Ask about a tax credit on qualifying stoves at Schaefer's. Fixing up your home has never been easier with quality Ace and Benjamin Moore paints from Schaefer's Paint Department. Pick out your colors and let the helpful Ace consultants make it happen. Eureka's helpful hardware place for stoves, paint, and much more. Schaefer's Ace Hardware in Henderson Center, Eureka.
Dustin, what are you doing on the field?
Lumberjack for life.
But you don't play for the Lumberjacks anymore.
Look, HSU football gave me and my teammates a great college experience and prepared us for life off the field. By going to hsujacks.com, click on Donate, then click on JFan, I Can Give, so you and our future teammates can better experience life as a Jack. And it's so easy, even a football player could do it.
Join the tradition of Jacks football. Become a teammate at hsujacks.com.